Me. Hi, you guys. I am Chaz, and I am going to be guiding you through 12 Sun Salutations. As we take to the top of our mat, I am going to be facing, um, I have my mat laying sideways and not um, up and down, just because I want you guys to kind of see at least one side until I figure out these angles. Bear with me, right? Again, in yoga, this is a self-paced. Let my voice be a guide. Let my voice lead you into the next asana, while also remaining true to yourself, remaining true to the fact of your breathing pattern. That is very important. And then just meet me wherever you are, meet me there. Okay. Um, so we'll begin by becoming familiar with our mat or becoming familiar with our space and allowing ourselves to see how much space we have given ourselves to expand. How much space do we interact with others? Just look around. What space do you have to kick out? Become acclimated with where you are right now. And as we take to the top of our mat, take some few breaths in and out. Just become aware of your breathing. How many times do you think you walk around forgetting that you're breathing? Inhale in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One of the hardest things for me was the mechanism of breathing. Just the in out, becoming familiar, like, wow, these people can hold their breath at a for a long count. I've kind of always been short-winded. Um, but to begin, let's stay on track. We'll start with one. This is one, and our affirmations today is I am supported. We are going through what it means to be supported. Do some neck rotations as we stand in mountain pose. Feet together, palms facing towards your legs. Push away from the ground and pull yourself up from your crown. As you gaze forward as though you were at the top of a mountain. Standing tall. Lift your arms over your head to take upward salute. Drop your shoulders down. Let go of the tension, let go of the stress. Float down into a halfway lift. As we bend forward into a forward lift, you should be feeling this directly in your hamstrings. Planting your hands, take your left foot back, drop your knee, untuck your toe, raise your arms into a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back into a high plank, and from here, lower yourself down to take chaturanga. Untuck your toes and take up dog. You should feel this in your lower back. Tuck your toes, pull from your hips. Push your feet down into the ground. You should feel this in your calf muscles, lower back. in your shoulders. Bring your left foot forward. Drop your back knee. Raise your arms up into a high lunge. Plant your hands. Bring your right foot forward into a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs into a halfway lift. Sweep your arms up over your head into an upward salute. Bring your hands together into heart center and down by your side into mountain pose. Here we'll take some shoulder rotations. As we enter into the second round, we remember that we are supported. I am supported. My community supports me. On your exhale, put your arms by your side. Push the ground away. Be lifted from your crown. Shoulders have released the stress in this mountain pose. Arms sweep over your head into an upward salute. Sweeping your arms behind you, lifting your chest away from your thighs to take halfway lift. As we fold into a forward fold, get the stretch in your hamstrings. Plant your hands, take your left foot back, drop your knee, rise your arms into a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back into a high plank. Lower yourself slowly into a chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Open your chest into an up dog. As we lift ourselves up, we're pushing away from the earth. Lifting our chest up. Getting a good deep stretch in our lower back. Tuck your toes, pull from the hips. Remember to breathe. In this down dog, walk it out if you need to. It's okay to pop. It's okay to crack. You are supported. And on your inhale, take your left foot and put it in between your legs, in between your hands. Drop your right knee, arms up into a high lunge. As we tuck our back foot, we drop our hands and bring that right foot up to meet the left. And take a forward fold. Deepening the stretch little by little, breath by breath. Allowing yourself to relax in this deepened state. Lift your chest away from your thighs into a halfway lift. Sweep your arms overhead into an upward salute. Bring your hands together, heart center, and bring your palms down to meet in mountain pose. And hello to round 3. As we get some rotations in our wrist. Remember to breathe. Remind yourself that you are supported. Take your arms, drop your shoulders. Take mountain pose strong and tall. Understanding that from this position, we are able to see where we are right now. We can appreciate how we are getting to where we're going. Take your arms up in upward salute as we show an eagerness to support ourselves. Float your arms onto your thighs into a halfway lift. Make sure you're hinging, get a deep hamstring stretch. Fold forward. Drop your hands, take your left foot back, drop your knee, raise your arms up into a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back, high plank, lower yourself into a chaturanga, untuck your toes, push the ground away, lift your chest up into an up dog. Tuck your toes, pull from your hips into a down dog, walk it if you need to. Take your left foot, put it in between your hands, drop your right knee, arms up into a high lunge. Plant your hands, bring your right foot back forward into a forward fold. As we push our chest away from our thighs, we take halfway lift. Making sure not to round your back. Take a few cat-cows here. Sweep your arms forward, above your head into upward salute. Clasp them together, bring them down in heart center, and we close out in mountain pose. We say hello to round 4. As we take mountain pose, we raise our arms up into upward salute, supporting ourselves as we go down into a halfway lift. Folding for a forward fold. Plant your hands, take your left foot back, drop your knee and untuck your toes. Raise your arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back for a high plank. Lower yourself down for a chaturanga, untuck your toes. Lift yourself away from your shoulders for an up dog. Tuck your toes, pull from your hips for a down dog. Float your left foot forward, drop your right knee, untuck your toes, arms above your head for a high lunge. Plant your hands, bring your right foot forward for a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs for a halfway lift. Float your arms up for upward salute. Hands together, heart center, mountain pose. Before we start the 5th round, we realize that we are supported. Our movements are supported. Our dreams are supported. Neck rotations, shoulder rotations are welcome here. And if at any time you need to take child's pose, retreat with love. As we take mountain pose and acknowledge the 5th round, we take our arms above our head and stretch into upward salute. Sweep our hands down for a halfway lift. Our chest is away from our thighs, pulling ourselves down for a forward fold. We feel this stretch, we breathe. Plant your hands, put your left foot back and drop your knee. Arms sweep up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, right foot goes back to take high plank. Lower yourself down for a chaturanga and untuck your toes. Push yourself away from the ground. Chest up for up dog. Tuck your toes and pull from your hips. Down dog, walk it if you need to. Left foot floats forward. Drop your right knee, raise your arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, bring your right foot forward into a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs. Sweep your arms upward for upward salute. Hands together, heart center, mountain pose. Hello to the 6th round. We are halfway there. You ready to pick up the pace? Breathe. Arms up for upward salute. Sweep down, hands on the mat. Left foot floats back. Drop your knee, arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, right foot floats back for a high plank. Lower yourself for a chaturanga. Untuck your toes for up dog. Tuck your toes, pull from your hips for a down dog. Float your left foot forward, drop your knee, raise your arms up for a high lunge. Drop your hands, bring your right foot forward for a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs for a halfway lift. And float your arms up for upward salute. As we close for 7, hands to heart center, arms down by your side for mountain pose. In the 7th round, we remind ourselves that we are supported. I am supported. My dreams are supported. My lifestyle is supported. My healthy habits are supported. I take my arms and raise them above my head for upward salute. Remember to breathe. On your exhale, take a halfway lift. Take a forward fold. Plant your hands, float your left foot back, drop your knee and raise your arms for a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back for a high plank. Lower yourself for a chaturanga. Untuck your toes and push away for up dog. Tuck your toes and pull from your hips for a down dog. Float your left foot forward. Drop your right knee and the arms go up for a high lunge. Plant your hands. Float your right foot forward. Take a forward fold. As we push our chest away from our thighs for a halfway lift, we sweep our arms upward for an upward salute. Hands together, come heart center. Arms down by your side for mountain pose. As we say hello to 8, we are almost there. We are supported in our movements. Cat cows here if you need to. As we sweep our arms up for upward salute, we float down for a halfway lift, making sure that we have hinged at the hips to feel it in our hamstrings. Take a full forward fold. Plant your hands, float your left foot back, drop your knee, arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, float your right foot back for a high plank. Lower yourself down for a chaturanga. Push away from the ground. Your shoulders are pushing away from your ears. Tuck your toes and pull from your hips to take a down dog. Float your left foot forward. Drop your right knee. Bring your arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands. Float your right foot forward for a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs. Sweep your arms up for an upward salute. Bring your hands together, heart center, arms down by your side for mountain pose. As we say hello to 9. We're getting comfortable with the mountains that we have to hike up and down, getting comfortable with the ebbs and flows of life as we move through. From mountain pose, we take our arms up. We are supported 9 times over. In upward salute, we grace ourselves in a halfway lift. Support yourself with your hands on your thighs, rubbing right at your kneecaps. Hands on your shins, the back of your calf muscles for a forward fold. Drop your hands, float your left foot back. Drop your knee, raise your arms for a high lunge. Drop your hands, float your right foot back for a high plank. Float yourself down for a chaturanga slowly. Untuck your toes, raise yourself up. Push away from the earth for up dog. Tuck your toes. Pull from your hips. Feel the stretch in your shoulders as you take down dog. Walk it if you need to and take child's pose for rest. Meet me wherever you are. Float your left foot forward. Drop your right knee. Raise your arms for a high lunge. Plant your hands. Bring your right foot forward and fold into a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs as we take a high a halfway lift. Float your arms up for an upward salute. Hands together, heart center. Take mountain pose. As we say hello to round 10, we acknowledge that we have 3 more to go. Arms up over your head for an upward salute. Thighs to knees for a halfway lift. Forward fold. Plant your hands, float your left foot back, drop your knee, untuck your toes and raise your arms for a high lunge. Plant your hands, take your right foot back for a high plank. Lower yourself for a chaturanga, untuck your toes. Lift your chest away and high for an up dog. Tuck your toes, pull from the hips for a down dog. Left foot forward, drop your right knee. Raise your arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, float your right foot forward. Take a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs. Sweep your arms forward for a high, for an upward salute. Hands together, heart center. Hands by your side for a mountain pose. 2 more. We're almost there. Raise your arms up for an upward salute. Round 11. Sweep your hands down from thighs to knees as we take a halfway lift. Forward fold. Plant your hands, left foot back. Drop your knee, untuck your toes. Arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, right foot goes back for a high plank. Lower yourself into a chaturanga, untuck your toes, drop your knees, and push your chest away from the earth. Tuck your toes, pull from the hips for a down dog. Left foot goes forward, right knee drops, arms go up for a high lunge. Hands are planted, right foot is forward for a forward lift or forward fold. Halfway lift, sweep your arms up for an upward salute as we say hello to this last round. We close out, hands together, heart center, mountain pose. In this last round, we realize that we have been supported this whole time. Arms up for upward salute. Hands are to your thighs, to your knees for a halfway lift. Drop all the way down for a forward fold. Plant your hands, left foot goes back. Drop your knee, untuck your toes, arms up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, right foot goes back for a high plank. Lower yourself down for a chaturanga, untuck your toes. Drop your knees and lift your chest up. Tuck your toes, pull from your hips to take down dog. Left foot goes up. Drop your right foot. Arms swing up for a high lunge. Plant your hands, bring your right foot forward for a forward fold. Push your chest away from your thighs for a halfway lift. As you sweep your arms up and above your head for an upward salute. Bring your hands together, palm center, heart center. Arms down by your side for a mountain pose. That was 12 sun salutations. As we sit and take easy pose, we close our eyes. We allow ourselves to become one with our breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Alternating nostril breathing requires that you take your thumb and the pointer finger of your hand. Breathe in. Take your pointer finger, close your nostril, release your other side, and breathe out. Breathe in. Become one with your breathing. Take a few moments here to acknowledge how far you've come. To acknowledge the feeling of being supported. To give yourself gratitude for supporting yourself in this moment. All right, join me for more later. I gotta work on my closeout, you guys. But I hope you enjoyed the session. Again, I am Chaz. Thank you so much for spending time and sharing space with me. And I pray that you give yourself grace and you move forward with nothing but love and light.